Hey, so today I'm going to talk about another game. I made two kind of strange videos, so I decided why not. And I'm also a little annoyed because the last video I did before this one, I didn't get to end it very definitively. Instead, I preemptively ended it solely because people decided to barge into my house and start yelling as loud as they fucking could. So, unfortunately, I had a video that had a good emotional charge, but had me trying to make good points, and then got cut off short because people decided that they wanted to show up in my house, scream at the top of their lungs with the sole intent of just being annoying. So, anyway, I'm talking about a game. I'm going to talk about Saints Row. Saints Row is, I believe I've talked about it before. Saints Row is one of my favorite franchises from my childhood, or maybe not childhood, maybe like kind of above, slightly above child, but not exactly teenagerhood, whatever the fuck, pre-teenhood, whatever it's called. I don't fucking know. Anyway, I used to play Saints Row 3 a lot because Saints Row 3 was my first Saints Row that I played, and I used to play Saints Row 3 a lot. Like a lot, a lot. Like I mean a lot. Like I used to like come home from school and play Saints Row 3, Saints Row 3, Saints Row 3, just nonstop Saints Row 3. Right? And I never played the other Saints Rows. And then I was like, I wonder what the other ones are like because I love 3 so much. I was like, what are these ones like? So I I bought them out of order. Again, I couldn't find Saints Row 1 in the store, so I bought Saints Row 2. And Saints Row 2 is amazing. Saints Row 2 is probably my favorite Saints Row game. I have beaten Saints Row 2 like twice every year. Like literally almost every year I've beaten the game like twice within that year because I love Saints Row 2 so much. And unfortunately, I can't play my Saints Row 2 anymore because my Xbox One is a piece of shit and is for some reason the game is like deteriorating and breaking and I can't play the fucking game anymore, so whatever. And then I bought Saints Row 1. I like Saints Row 1, but I think Saints Row 1 is annoying. Saints Row 1 was when they tried really hard to copy San Andreas. They even copied it down to if you die in a mission, you have to start the mission from the beginning, which I fucking hate. No game should ever do that. If you have a mission in a game, put checkpoints. Do not ever, ever do that. Don't ever get in the way of the gameplay. Do not make someone restart from the beginning unless they are playing on like some ultra hard difficulty where the whole point is that you have to not die or else you have to redo a lot of the game. Like stuff like Doom does. But I like Saints Row 1 kinda. I think it's infuriating. It's annoying sometimes, and the fact that the stores actually close is kind of annoying. But yeah, I don't know. I like Saints Row 1. I think 2 is my favorite. But 3 was like the one I played non-stop as a kid, and I was just like, I love Saints Row 3. Oh my god, I couldn't stop fucking playing it. I just kept playing Saints Row 3 like every day. And then Saints Row 4 came out. And I'm gonna be honest, I liked Saints Row 4 kinda. Like I didn't think it was as bad as people said it was. And I don't know. I thought it was fine. I thought Saints Row 4 was fine. I'm gonna be honest, I think I prefer 4 to 1, and that's solely because 1 is so backwards and busted, where when you fail a mission, start from the beginning. You have to wait for stores to open. Bullets are like impossible to get your fucking hands on. Like everything is just so difficult for no reason in that game. And Saints Row 2 definitely polishes it and makes it 10 times better. But I like Saints Row 4. I think Saints Row 4 is fun. I think it's a good game. And then, well, actually, there was a Gat Out of Hell. Gat Out of Hell was a game, I guess. I don't know. You played as Johnny and Kinsey, which defeats the purpose of Saints Row, where you play as the boss. And you're in hell trying to get the boss from the devil or something, or you're trying to save people from the devil or whatever. And it's also a musical, and I can't stand when movies and games just break out into song. I don't know. I just don't like it. I did not like Get Out of Hell at all. I hated it. There was also Agents of Mayhem, which I've never played, nor have I seen anyone play it. I've never seen anyone play Agents of Mayhem. I don't know what the game looks like. I don't know what the story is. I don't know anything about it. I literally never heard of it, and then I heard of it like a couple years ago, and I was like, what the hell is it? And I never looked it up. I never figured out what Agents of Mayhem is, and I still don't know what it is to this day. But I heard it was awful. And then that leads us to the final nail in the coffin. I talked about this in an older video when I was talking about games, where I was talking about franchises that had a game that was the final nail in the coffin. And for Saints Row, it was the new Saints Row. That game was the definitive end to the franchise. That Saints Row may have just killed what little life the franchise had left. They could have remade one, they could have remade two, they could have done so much. But instead, they decided to make a new game with a new cast, a cast that no one likes, with terribly written dialogue and a boring open world. The new Saints Row was buggy and broken when it launched, and people couldn't get over how bad the writing was. Because Saints Row has always been, vulgar, immature. That's what it was known for, right? But this one was like a new level to the point where people couldn't even like overlook it, right? Because like in the other Saints Row, like they're vulgar and over the top, but people can like laugh at some things, or they can just be like, yeah, that's how gangsters act. But this one, you're not a gangster. You're like some college kid paying off their debt with a bunch of other college kids. And I don't know. I hate it. I was so excited for the game too. When the new Saints Row was announced, I literally jumped up. I was just like, oh my fucking god, new Saints Row, new Saints Row. I was like losing my shit. I was so excited. I was like, yes, finally a new Saints Row. I couldn't fucking wait. And then they showed the first trailer. And I just kind of hung my head like, oh no. Like that trailer, like I saw those new characters and I just realized like, no, I see it. I can feel it. I could feel the disappointment. Like I could just feel it. Like I was just like, that's not the Saints. Those aren't the Saints. I don't know who the fuck those characters are, but those are not the Saints. And I was just so disappointed. But I love Saints Row so much. I was like kind of like thinking to myself, like, you know what? Maybe I'm being a bit pessimistic, right? I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I bet this is going to be good. I bet you that this is going to be a good Saints Row game and it's going to bring the franchise back. Like, I tried to be positive because I love Saints Row so much. With that new game, I tried so fucking hard. I was so excited. And then I saw that trailer and I was like, ugh, that does not look very good. And then I was like, you know what? I'll give it the benefit of the doubt. It might be good. And then they released another trailer, and I kind of was just like, oh, fuck. I was just like, oh no. Like, I was just like, oh, positivity fading. And then the game came out, and I was thinking to myself, maybe I should get the game. And then suddenly there was this influx of negative reviews, and people who were playing the game on YouTube were just like saying this is like the worst thing they've played. I watched some people play it, and my god, the game was a buggy, broken mess. The dialogue was atrocious. The world was boring. Everything about it just was so bad. And I was trying so goddamn hard to be optimistic because I love Saints Row. I was like, this new one has to be good. I need this franchise back. I need Saints Row back because I love Saints Row. It has been a franchise that I have loved, and I needed it back. I was so excited for this new one, and I forced myself to be positive, which is something that I struggled to do, and I should have known. I should have fucking known. No company nowadays can make a fucking game outside of From Software and the people who made the God of War Ragnarok, Santa Monica or whatever the hell it's called. Like, I should have fucking known that people weren't going to make a good game. I should have known they weren't going to make a functioning, enjoyable game. I should have fucking known. I should have known, but I didn't want to believe it. I wanted to be like, this is Saints Row. I have to be positive about it. And I was immediately let down. And I just kind of sat there just realizing, like, franchise is dead. That franchise that I just wanted to see revitalized is gone. And I just sat there just thinking, like, God damn it. But I still have my Saints Row games. Unfortunately, Saints Row 2, which is my favorite, is busted for some fucking reason. It's not even the disc either. I don't know. My Xbox One just for some reason is fucking with me with the game. I don't know why. But I can play the third game. Actually, I can't. I can't play the original third game. I can play the remastered third game because my third game also broke for some fucking reason. And again, it wasn't even the disc. It's for some reason broken to my console. And when I delete it and reinstall it, it's still broken. So I don't know. Not to mention, if it's backwards compatible, it doesn't matter if the disc is fucked up. As long as you put the disc in, it reads the data from online, not from the disc. But whatever. Seems like the only Saints Row I can play is 1, 3 remaster, and 4. And that new Saints Row really tanked what little was left of the franchise, and I will fucking curse Volition's name every day for that. Very dramatic. But I loved Saints Row. Saints Row 3 and 2, those were ones I played nonstop. And I love them. So, yeah, I love Saints Row. And I'm mad about the ending of it all. So, yeah, sad ending. Whatever.